or Google Slides, this would be right up your alley. And, it really helps with kids being interactive with questions and as you go through your slides. So I am going to step aside and I'm going to turn it over to our resident experts who are going to kind of just give us a quick introduction to what Nearpod's capabilities are. Thank you.
All right, hi everybody. Justin explained that really well. I do really like Nearpod because you can have a slide with content and then you could incorporate an activity, whether it be a quick poll, and you can see all the students' responses. So you can see where they're at, whether they're raising their hand or not. And it gives students the opportunity to participate even if they don't want to speak out. And you have the options of going live, which is what we're going to do. And you also, and I really like that in class because you can pace it and they have to look while you're speaking. And then you also have the option of self-paced, which works out really well right now with distance learning. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Can you all see? Okay. So this is what the format looks like. And I had one that I created, but I actually spoke throughout it. And because we're going to do it together, I duplicated it so that we won't have everyone's computer making sounds at the same time. Oh, gosh. I don't know why it's doing that now all of a sudden. Sorry about that. Maybe we'll go this route. There's only one, the first slide. All right, we'll try this way, the live lesson. So there you have a code to log in.
So if you want to take a second, open up a new tab. You can type in the code. So it's just type in Google Nearpod. And nearpod.com. And when you get to their website, their landing spot, you're going to have where it says students, you're going to have enter code. And if you type in, can you read it out loud for us?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry about that.
Brooke?
It's O-U-L-A-S.
I'm sure she was probably sitting here cussing me out, like, you said we have until Friday.
So while you're actually, while we walk through this, you'll be able to see it as a student if you're logged in on another tab, and you'll still be able to hear Brooke kind of walk you through it, but then flip back and forth as you see, you can see both the teacher end of it and the student end at the same time.
Right. So at the bottom of the screen, you can see who's logged in. Oops. Thank you. And then since we're going live, it will all be at the same time.
Wait a minute. I got a screen that said, welcome to this session, and you have to put your name in. Is that correct? Okay,
yes.
Sorry.
Good question.
I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not, like, my Nearpod for class. Is it Nearpod for classroom? Because I don't see anything where it says student or anything.
Did you go to Google?
Okay, hold on. Let me Google. I thought I did, but maybe I didn't.
That's okay. Sorry, I didn't explain this. We'll get
And what
to
do
it.
I do under Google?
So now type in Nearpod
Oh, okay.
in the Google search bar. And then do you see Nearpod student?
Google. Nearpod. Student engagement platform. Okay.
Yeah. And then do you see the first link below it that says Nearpod student? Click
Is
on
it
that.
all capitals?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is it all capitals?
Yes. I don't know that it matters, but good question. And it's OULAS.
And it didn't matter whether it was caps or not.
Okay,
And then I have to put a name in?
I'm already a member of Nearpod, and when I clicked on the Nearpod thing, it said just join a session, and I put your code in. I don't think I'm a student though.
Oh, you're not.
I think I just joined the session. It says please match the principles of our school. Is that the session that we're in?
Yes, that's the session we're in.
Yeah, that's what mine says too.
So did you match the principals?
Well, I haven't. I'm just saying it. It's not. You said it would
You
show me wrong.
guys, you got to hurry up and get that assignment done.
Oh, gee, many Christmas.
Come on, Jerry, you can do it.
My time's up. I'm done.
And that's just, so this is just one of the options that you have. You can have them do matching. So here's our pairs. And then also you can put a timer on it. You don't have to do that. I was just doing it to show you the different options that you had. And if you can see my screen, I can, like I said, like if this was live time in the classroom, you could see, okay, Chanko, she knows the principles of our school. So you can just go down and see, you know, right off the bat, that instant, who knows what. Looks like we can move on. So that's just one option. You don't have to do matching, but if you choose to incorporate that in your presentation, you could do so. Joy, are you in now?
I'm in, but I didn't get in time to put anything in to do the question.
We'll keep going. We've got more.
Okay.
I have a question for you. So it wouldn't let me select more than one. Why is that?
It wouldn't let you select more than one.
Principal. Like I tried to hit Mr. Curzon first, and then I went to Miss Vincente, and it wouldn't let me. It went red. You know, I couldn't collect.
Oh,
two.
did you
You
try
had to match, so you had to match Curzon with head principal. You had to match.
Oh, I wasn't matching. Sorry. Got it.
So then this is another option that you have. Again, you don't have to do this, but if you'd like to incorporate into your Nearpod presentation, you could do fill in the blanks.
Then what? After we fill it in, do we just wait until everybody's put their answers in?
Yeah,
Okay.
way to go. So if you see the green on my screen, the dots, that is everyone who's completed the assignment or the slide. So then you'll know to maybe walk over to Ellis. Maybe they need some help, like if it was live in class. Or just in general, you'll know that you'll need to reach out to them. This is another option for you. It's just extended response. I should have wrote, please write in a complete sentence, but I didn't. And if you see on my screen, I can see everybody's responses.
Am I even signed on this yet, or am I still just in the teacher section with you or something?
I believe if you are seeing, does it have you writing an extended response answer?
Yes, it has me doing answers and stuff, but like I said, I signed on, I just joined the session and I can leave at any time.
Jerry, you can do that because I did the same thing. I was on my teacher page and I signed in with her code, and you can still participate.
Well, I am participating, but it's not, I'm not showing up on your thing, am I?
Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
your name is on there.
Oh, I'm showing up as a student? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, your name's on there.
Okay, I was just wondering because I know you're not dragging down all the way. I just didn't see it.
Yep,
And
it's
then-
there.
Okay.
And then what I really like about the extended response is you could actually share. So I really like Tracy's response. So I can click the share button on the right-hand side, and it should pull it up on everybody else's screen. Oops, I can't see now. I have a button away. So like if I hit share, can you all see what she said?
Yes.
Okay. So that's something I really like about this option. And then I think I have one or two more. Memory game. These are all just the different options that you can utilize. I know this is pretty like elementary, but if you want them to get familiarity with words, why not? And then the last one I have for you is a poll.
Tough one.
And on my screen, you can see who says what. So you have a really good grasp of your students when you use this. And then we don't have all of the answers, but again, a feature that I like about the poll is that you can share it. So right now you should be able to see how people felt.
Oh, it's no pie graph. Good. That's nice.
So that was just a student, just so you can see what it would be like from a student's perspective. Any questions there? I think Ms. Brown is going to show you the report part, the report piece of Nearpod.
Yeah, so the report part is actually pretty cool because you do get to see your students' responses, and you get to save them so that it's kind of like you can see it instantly if you're doing a live version, but say you're doing distance learning and you're doing it at a student-paced version where they can do it whenever they can. The reports are really helpful. So I'm going to try to share my screen here. All right. Can you guys see my screen? All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. All right, so this is what it looks like on the teacher dashboard. And when you do your presentations, you have a couple different options. I think this is what Jerry was talking about when he signed in. You can join a lesson off of the teacher dashboard as well. So if you wanted to say you're an intervention specialist or you're an intervention specialist and you wanted to join a class, you can join in off of your dashboard. The reports are down here in the lower or on the left-hand side. If you click on reports, it takes you to another screen, and you could select whichever Nearpod that you want to get reports for. And I'm going to give you my most recent one. I just threw one out there this week just to see what the kids would do. We did a Nearpod earlier in the year as a beginning of the year activity. And we did it live in the classroom, and I wasn't too happy with it, but then again, it was a learning curve for a lot of the kids because they've never used the software before. So I think if we did it more often, they would get a better understanding of it. But it was still kind of cool to see how it worked. This was a student-paced version. I did put this out on the 21st, and just to see what I would get, what kind of participation I would get. And I did a preloaded lesson from the library, and I just kind of tweaked it so it would match some of the standards that I was trying to hit. So a lot of these things at the top here, I may not have an answer for from the kids because I didn't use it. I tried to make it simple as a first Nearpod so that they could understand how to use it. So I had about 61 students, it looks like, that actually attempted it. And if you, sorry about that, if you look down at the screen, they start listing the names, and it'll tell you as a kind of like a snapshot, it'll tell you what the kids were doing. So for instance, I told them that they had to put their name in there, and some kids kind of didn't figure that out until the very end. But you can see that the open-ended questions, Tasia got 50%. On Draw It, she got 100%. Now you can also go into these questions, and you hit like open-ended question, you can go in and you can find out what exactly their responses were. So grading-wise, it makes it kind of easy to go through here and see who has it and who doesn't. I was really surprised when I did Draw It because I wasn't sure how many kids were actually going to try to draw, but I did get some pretty good sketches. They were even able to import pictures, so that's a cool little feature. So if they feel like they can't use the tools that are available for them and Draw It,
Technical difficulties. I don't know, Ms. Brown froze. Obviously, working with technology, sometimes that happens. She has left the meeting, and hopefully she'll be able to jump back in and kind of show us those reports again. Again, as you see, like there are a lot of functions with Nearpod. I think there was 12 different kinds of question types that you could ask. I know there are a lot of different components. The presentation I got to go to on Nearpod, they had literally like a VR component where that first slide can be a virtual experience where kids can look around and see Gettysburg battlefield before they answer questions or read a passage about it. We did one where we were reading a passage about mudslides, and they actually had a video, a three-dimensional, a VR video where I could hold my Chromebook and kind of look around, like what would it be to look like in a mudslide, like experiencing it before we read a passage and then answered questions about it. So there's so many things that Nearpod does. The other cool thing about Nearpod is they, because it is a paid product, but they incorporate a lot of other things. So if you use Flipgrid, if you use Padlet, if you use Newsella, like all these programs that are out there are already implemented or already integrated with Nearpod. So Azure, you don't have to build in multiple areas. It allows you to kind of build within all-in-one. They do a great job at that.
Class, do you want to show them how to do that while we're waiting?
Sure, that'd be great.
Okay. Or she back?
Can I ask a question real quick? Can we get the ESLA to pay for like math and English teachers to have that or not? as a yearly prescription, or is it cheap?
So there are varying levels. And I think like right now, because everyone has access to it, I feel like if you guys were using it and really, really liked using it and got really good student interaction, I think that's a bridge that we can look at and cross, you know, as we get closer to summer, that I would definitely look in, what resources do we have and how much it would be to us to get it for either individual teachers or for a building or whatnot. But I think that's definitely a possibility.
So if you were to go, so if you log on to Nearpod as a teacher, this is what you would see. And when you would click lesson in Nearpod, and then you could add a slide. And then this is where Justin was talking with all of the different options that you have. When you click add content, you could do a slide, which is like Google Slides, or you can do Nearpod 3D. You could do simulation. I was trying to think real quick. The 3D. Okay, so for Joy, science, you could do, I forget what type of cells you do, but if you look, there's staff pics, there's places and things, ancient times, environment, human body, microscopic, but you could click this. And the students would navigate through a cell. So you just keep clicking, add content. They have virtual field trips. They have the BBC videos. I know Tronco, we use those in rural regions. Sway, which looks more like a bulletin board where you can add pictures, videos. It's just more aesthetically pleasing. You can import a slideshow that you already have, video, audio. When you go to add activity, that's where you have everything that we were doing. So like time to climb, that's where they answer questions like a Google form, but it's they race the open-ended question, which you all took part in, the matching pairs quiz. So you just do, so let's say if we'd add activity, you could say, oops. And here also what I really like about this is that you could actually have them, you could do enable student audio recordings. So instead of having students type, this is another option, especially for those who struggle with that. You can just have them, speak their answer and click save. And so there you have your first slide on your student animal cell, the content, and then the second slide would be an activity. So it's a great way to break things up. So add a slide, add content, the simulation, math middle school, science middle school. Oh, I'm sorry, that's for Kuzma. So here, you could do balancing act, build a fraction. So like Plas was saying, you could add your own content, but there's a lot that's already in here, already done for you that you can play with.
On the one that I just did, and I'm back, I'm sorry guys, my internet is just, I don't even know. I think I logged into this meeting like 7 times already, so I apologize. But the one that I did with the kids, I actually found it. I just basically went to, I'll share my screen so you guys can see it. Hopefully it won't kick me out. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that was kind of fun this morning with my Google Meets. I kept on losing my kids too. It was great. So if you go to Nearpod and you click on the library, which is over here, again, you could pick whatever you want. I usually click free because I don't have a paid subscription, but there's a ton of them for free ones. And I clicked science 6 through 8 and could even do 7th grade. So there's all sorts of different things that you can go through. And there's a bundle here, which I didn't even notice that was there. That's kind of funny. There's all sorts of different things that you guys can look at. And I picked one out that had to do with chemistry, which I think I might have even went to 8th grade to find that one. And it had one of the PhET simulations in there. And that's what was really cool about it, was that it actually it actually embeds that simulation in there, so the kids don't have to go to that website. They don't have to click on any links or anything like that. It actually takes you directly there. So that was pretty cool.
And if you're using that library to find, just a reminder, yeah, like when you click 7th people from all over, so 7th grade standards might have Washington than they are here. So just opening up, searching for a content or something specific, if you're looking for animal cells, or if you're looking for, you know, the Great Pyramids, like being able to search content based, there's so much stuff that's already created out there. It's really, really a great resource as well.
Yes, because Reba said that she could only pilot it at like.
Well, I think you guys got a pretty quick version of what Nearpod is. Again, I appreciate Miss Elitis and Miss Brown for doing an amazing job of kind of showing us what it looks like from both the student view and the teacher view, and how easy it is to get in and kind of create. I know that, like I said, I know there is some free stuff out there. I think that if we look at it, if we're using it, that's definitely something that we could look at as a building to move forward with. But again, round of applause for our presenters. They did great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you want to, we'll hang out here, the 3 of us, if you guys have any questions about it really quick, if you want to ask any questions for a couple minutes afterwards. Thank you.